So obviously social media has taken a storm. There's so much stuff you can actually do on social media. You can find your life partner on social media. You can even decide to slide into someone's DMs and create a track on social media, just the same way as you've done for your brand new single. I don't really think you need too much of an introduction because I think everyone knows who you are, Mr. J. Sean. How are ya?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Yeah, we good. We good. It's been such a long time since we've last spoken to you. I think it's probably been about, I'd say maybe about 4 or 5 years.
Look how time flies. It's mad, isn't it?
That just shows that you're not releasing music quick enough during that time. That's a big old gap, that.
I've been putting out so many songs. I just, I think it's funny that the way that people consume music now is different. In the last 5 years, I must have put out 20 songs. And it's not 20 songs that go on radio as, and here's my brand new single. The way that music is consumed now by people is so different. If I asked you, Drake's last song, what album is it from? You'd have no idea. The one that he just dropped. I said, and if I said, is it from an album? You'd have no idea. But what he does is he just hits you with songs, and some of them aren't on an album, some of them aren't even a single. And I think that's the way that the market has gone now. I'm using him as an example.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. I've been just putting up songs on Spotify. Some of them I'll be like, you know what? I want to make a video for this one. Some of them I'm like, I don't want to make a video for this one. I just wanted to give this one to the fans,
Yeah, it's a lot more authentic that way as well. Just releasing music whenever obviously you've made the track, you want to release it. And obviously your fans are going to get to the music anyway. So I'm just complaining because I haven't spoken to you in so long. I think that's really what it's all about, really. But you've done so many different things. Obviously, you've done a track with Guru Randhawa, which is amazing. Surma Surma. Then you had Ride It, the remix with Regard, complete blow up, which I know you were so appreciative of because I saw your humble post that you posted on Instagram as well about just how insane and how big that has become. And then you're releasing this track as well called Changing. So everything's so different. Your playlist must be mad.
Yeah, I love doing that. I really, really, for me, one thing I do sort of pride myself in as an artist is being able to hop around genres. As you said, one minute I can do a Punjabi collaboration. The next minute I could be doing a dancehall song with Sean Paul. The next minute I'm doing a house record with Hardwell. The next minute I'm doing, an R&B record, and the next minute I'm doing a song with Rick Ross or Gucci Man. It's like, I really love switching and hopping genres. I just think that's such a fun way to make music, and it's global, and that's something I really do pride myself in.
So tell us about Changing then as well, because obviously it was really interesting how you kind of slid into each other's DMs and managed to create it that way on social media, which is mad, especially over lockdown.
Yeah, well, that's why, right? So recently, the way that I've been sort of looking at music and making music is just have fun and experiment. And there are no rules. I always tell myself, throw all the rules out the window. So how do we conventionally make a song? We go into the studio and we get all our mic settings right, and we run it through the preamp, and we have all this technical nonsense. And then I realized that the way that people consume music now, they don't even care if vocals are all over the place. Like, for example, hip hop nowadays, if you can call it hip hop, trap, whatever it is.
Yeah, that noise. No, I'm joking.
Half the time I don't even know what they're saying. And I don't know what they're saying. Get it. And people are like, yeah, they don't care anymore. It's all about a vibe. So I thought, let's create a vibe. So Changing happened by, so the way it actually happened was Sickick, who's the producer. I follow him on Instagram, and he had uploaded this snippet of him singing that hook. Does it ever drive you crazy? Right? And I heard that, and I kept hearing it in my head the whole time. And all day it was stuck in my head, and I was singing it. So then I was like, okay, I'd never reached out to him before, but I was like, you know what? That's such a catchy song. Who's it by? So I hit him up and I was like, yo, what is that thing that you were singing, bro? It was so catchy. And he was like, yo, Jay Sean, I didn't know you followed me, dude. I'm a big fan, this, that, and the other. He's like, I'll tell you what, if you like it, I just made it up. He's like, if you like it, why don't you sing it back to me on an Insta story, tag me so I can see it, and then leave the rest to me. I said, okay. So I did that. And then the next day I wake up to a DM from him. He had made an entire song around my voice note.
Wow.
And when I say an entire song, the production and the hook. So then, of course, we had to because it was so good. I was like, well, we need to finish this. So we finished it the same way. I just like literally sent him DMs down the phone. He took my
No
vocal.
way.
Yeah, he took my vocal and he played around with it and did all the fanciness. And the rest is history.
That's insane. And what's the response been like for Changing?
It's been really good. I think fans like you said, fans have understood that I'm just doing something different and doing something experimental. And Changing to me is like it's, you can't put it in a genre. It's dance, but it's also trap and the hook, but then
Mm.
R&B writing, but it's still kind of poppy. So it's like in a whole genre of its own. So I just think it's cool. People are enjoying it.
Yeah, because you switch things up so much. I mean, Surma Surma with Guru Randhawa. I love that song. It's so good. And what was it like filming the music video? Because that must have been fun back home.
So fun. It was so
You know
fun.
what I find really funny though? It's just like, just obviously just back when you go back home, it's just that vibe of the camera crew. It's just like they're like, stop, 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 stop. Like their aggression behind the camera. I love it. I'm like, yeah,
And obviously, when you say back home, you're talking about India, right? So,
yeah, India, Pakistan, anywhere back home widhin
well,
the
yeah,
Indian
for me,
subcontinent.
that is India. So brilliant, so over the top.
I
I
love
had,
it.
listen, I had 10 people assigned to just me. Okay, two of them guarded my trailer. Okay, as if with guns, by the way. Okay, two guys with guns outside my trailer. One guy would specifically go and get me water bottles and hold my water. The other guy was holding my Diet Coke. So I was like, why can't you just hold the Diet Coke too, bro? Why does there need to be another man for this? But again, you know what? It's a job, right? Why take that away from him? Like, he's employed. He's happy.
Yeah.
He's got a job, even if he has to just hold Diet Coke. And then I had another guy who was just making me omelets all day. That's it.
That's amazing.
That omelet. Thank you very much. Uh, I made you one more omelet. I've got one. No, sir, please have more omelet. I was like, because that's his job. If he doesn't fucking make omelets, he's fired. So it was brilliant. I
How
love
many eggs did you have making that music video?
I know, right? It was so fun though. It was really fun. And Guru and his whole squad there, his whole team are so lovely, really hospitable, just a great experience.
And how did that relationship come about? I think it was at an Asian network event, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was I was doing the Asian Network
Live.
live in Birmingham Arena, I think it was. Was it Birmingham?
Mm, Birmingham, yeah.
Arena. So I was headlining and Guru had just come off stage. So we met backstage and he was like, bro, I'm such a big fan, this, that, and the other. And I was like, oh man, I was like, you're killing it, bro. And because he was so nice and because he was so humble and there was no airs and graces about him, listen, those are the people I love. And those are the people who leave a mark and an impression on me. And we stayed in touch. And we were just like friends for a year. Didn't even talk about music. We just stayed in touch. Such a nice guy. And then he goes, Buddy, we should do a song together. And I was like, oh, bro, let's go. So he, on my birthday of all days, he didn't even know it was my birthday, sends me Surma Surma. And I said, this is a blessing, man. It's come on my birthday. And I wrote my verse and I recorded my verse in LA. And
Mm.
boom.
It
The rest is
sounds so good together though, obviously with his Hindi vocals, Punjabi vocals, and then obviously with your vocals, it just mashed so well together. And it was such a big hit. I mean, what was the response like for you, your end?
huge, huge.
Wasn't
Um, I think, for me, my fans, my hardcore fans,
it? Mm.
Messi fans, they obviously love when I do the collabs, with whether it's Punjabi or Hindi, they love that, and I don't do it often, but when I do it, I make sure that it's really, really on point because I think that you have to, with that style of music, it can sound contrived if you try to. The fusion has to be perfect. I
Mm.
really think so, and it's really hard to sort of get that right. But when I do get it right, it goes.
It must have been so nice to have that project just before lockdown, something to kind of put out at the start of the year, to still kind of get that excitement, that vibe while we were going through that lockdown period and that horrible time. And then obviously you created this other track, Changing. Must
Yeah,
be so nice to have that
it
there, you know?
was. The only thing I'm disappointed in, it became such a monster hit. Usually I would have had phone calls from India for a tour. Now
Yeah.
so by the time I can tour again, they're gonna go, "This is an old song. You must do another
We
one."
want something new. Yeah, exactly.
So, that's the only bummer, right? Like you get a massive hit and then you can't tour off the back of it.
I know, it must have been frustrating. But are you going to get to go back out again soon?
Listen, we're messed up here, man. Because obviously I live in America now. I think on my British passport, I'm allowed to go back home to England, but I don't think they will allow me to other countries. And plus, by the way, no one's doing concerts, man.
Mm.
No, we're screwed. The concert, as artists, we can't perform live. Like,
Becky Hill's got a concert in a couple of months' time. I'm thinking, am I even going to be able to go to that?
who?
Becky Hill, the
Oh, okay.
singer.
So how are
Yeah.
they doing it? They're socially distancing the crowd.
I mean, it's at the O2 Academy, so it's somewhere quite intimate.
I don't understand
In
how they
Brixton as well, of all places. I mean, she's got one in September, in a couple of weeks' time, and then she's also got one in December that I'm going to. So I'm really hoping that that happens, though. I'm kind of thinking, is it going to be safe? Probably not.
maybe the rules are different in England. In America, they're not. You can't. It's so bad here. Like the numbers are still bad. So like they're trying to control it, and concerts just aren't like a thing that's a priority right now. So I don't know. I hope so. I hope we figure out a way soon.
Of course. And how's your lockdown been anyway with your family and being in America?
Well, yeah, I mean, with the kids at home and the missus, it's been lovely. I've had like, look, I haven't been at home this long. Every artist will tell you that. We're on a plane every week, and we're hopping around. And for the last 17 years, this is the longest time I have stayed in one place. It's insane. As an experience, you really go through it, man. You go through different motions. You start, you're sitting here and you're like, I can't work from home. I
Mm.
can in a way. We can record and we can do all that kind of stuff, but like really we're touring artists. Like you can't do that online, and so it's been a really humbling experience, I think, for a lot of people in the entertainment industry. That I like to think I've always sort of remained grounded, but I think a lot of other people might be like, I guess we're not very special then.
Not about us anymore. People are too busy cooking and baking things and spending time in their garden during lockdown. Haven't they? So tell us obviously about the throwback that you performed in your basement, Eyes on You. That for me during lockdown, I was like, oh, that is memories. So
uh,
good.
you know what? Like everyone else in the beginning of lockdown, we were all like, hey, this isn't so bad. I'm gonna hop on IG Live. What's up, everyone? You want me to shit talk for you? Cool. And then after like 2 months, you're like, yeah, fuck that shit. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I know. You did one of them and then that's about it. But can I ask you something? When are you going to release Eyes on You again? I'm going to look you in the eyes here.
I think you know something.
I don't, but I want something, and that's that.
Funny you should ask. There. Am I allowed to talk about it?
Yeah, go on. It's only me. Tell us. Go on.
There
Give us
is technically a part 2 of
amazing.
Eyes on You.
With the same hook.
No.
Okay. Same vibe.
No, why would I do the same song again?
Same vibe. Same memories. This is just going to be called the same name.
Same memories? Kind of, because it's like, it is me writing it. Obviously, I write all my own songs, and I have kind of given it that flavor of that time. But you know what? You got to realize, right? Like, I always say this to my fans, and I'm like, when we fall in love with a song or an artist, along with that, it gets pinned to an emotional memory. So there is nostalgia attached to songs. So when you listen to a song, it reminds you of a time in your life, perhaps a time that you loved in your childhood when you were carefree or whatever it was. So people always want their favorite artist to do those kind of songs again. But we have to understand that music evolves so much that a song, if I made a song like Eyes on You now, it would sound so old. And it just wouldn't sit anywhere in the music landscape. It wouldn't. It would be like, oh, what, dude, really? You're using those kind of drums and that synth and those melodies? Like, who listens to that anymore? Like the Gen Z generation, they're like, to them, when they, I'm sure you've seen those videos of these kids listening to songs from like 10, 15 years ago, 20
And
years.
they're like, what is
Mind blown.
that?
Yeah. They're mind blown. They're like, who is Michael Jackson? Wow, this guy's cool. They don't know stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And like the funniest thing was, this new generation, they thought I had covered Regards Ride It. And I say Regards Ride It because the Regard version of Ride It. But they thought that my version, the original, was a cover of that. And then like everyone on TikTok now is going, oh, you stupid, how do you not know that Jay Sean is the one who did it? Actually, talking about Ride It, I need to tell you guys something, which I think is really important that you get out there, because even though, yes, I am super grateful for it becoming a monster smash around the world, it wasn't all sort of good in the way that it played out, because a lot of people don't know that it was my vocal on that song the entire time, my voice.
Yeah.
The entire time.
Yeah.
Until it then got swapped out for another voice. So now if you go online and you go on Spotify and hear it, it's some other matey who's singing it. They had, so the whole time they had used my voice, but not credited me as the singer. And so everybody, right. So yeah, there was a whole drama behind it. So yeah, it was mad. So for everybody, like, you know, they were like, well, you guys knew it was Jay Sean's song, but everybody else was thinking it's a cover when it wasn't. It's actually me singing the whole time.
Goodness. And has it been sorted now? Have you got the credit for it?
Yeah. Now if you look at it, it's, you know, it says, you know, but it's just so funny, like how that played out.
Yeah, because I mean, every time I play it on the radio, I hardly talk about Regard. I'm just talking about you. I'm just like, yeah, so he's doing, so tweeting this on Twitter and blah, blah, blah. So
it's funny, man. Like, you know, the industry is funny like that sometimes, you know? But listen, hey, I'm always one to look at the bright side of things. And for me, would it have been nice if this whole new generation had known it was Jay Sean Ride It Regard remix? Yeah. But there's all these kids on TikTok and everywhere who are like, think it's this guy Regard singing the song.
Yeah, who's remixed it. Yeah, exactly. But it's actually the whole thing, the lyrics, the whole thing is your song.
It's my voice, the whole thing. So yeah, let's just pitch down.
The lyrics are everything's yours.
So they took the acapella. And he pitched it down, and then just did a remix of it. That was it. Literally.
You sounded like you'd been on a night out. Your voice is a bit deep.
Yeah.
You know, had a couple of fags, and you don't smoke. But, you know, you did sound a bit like that. But you know, we all knew it was you, right?
Yeah. So that was.
Well, look, it's so important, obviously, for our representation in general for South Asians across the board. And I know you've sort of mentioned it on your socials as well, especially with everything that's going on in the Black community. It's really important, you know, for us to fly our own flag as well. And I feel like in the music industry and in the industry as a whole, I feel like over the 17 years, you have flown the flag for South Asians massively when it comes to, you know, mainstream performances, artists, your social media presence and stuff. And what do you think we can do, you know, to try carry on representing South Asians? Because to be honest, there still isn't anyone else. You know, there is. I mean, I said this to you 4 or 5 years ago when I met you before and had an interview. There is still no one else.
No, it's crazy. And it's not for lack of talent. I think, and I don't think it's a case of, you know, look, there are a lot of sort of upcoming and artists who I keep my eyes peeled the whole time. I'm currently trying to develop 2 singers myself who I've hooked up on, Indian singers, incredible, who I'm trying to sort of get to that level. Listen, it takes the whole package, you know, it takes everything. It takes everything to connect. And really, you know what the most important thing is? It takes a hit. You need a hit. There's so many great singers out there who just don't have a hit. It doesn't matter how good you are, how beautiful you are. All you got to do is go on Instagram and see how tons of amazing singers, and it's not just Indian singers, everywhere. And you're like, why aren't you where Beyonce is? Why aren't you where Taylor Swift is? Why aren't you where you don't have the hits? It's so hard to.
Yeah, but to get the hits, don't you need to have the contacts? That's the thing.
No, you need to have a hit. You need to have a hit, right? And the funny thing is, so like a lot of people don't know like the ins and outs of the music industry. First of all, a lot of people assume that if you're a singer, that you wrote your song. Now, that's not the case. A lot of people are singer-songwriters, your Ed Sheerans, your Adeles, and they write their own songs. But a lot of other people, they have a person at the label called an A&R, and his job is to source hits. He will go around all the publishing companies going, give me your songs, give me your songs. I need a song for so-and-so. I need a song for so-and-so. He'll listen to it. It's not a hit, not a hit, not a hit. They will literally go hit shopping. That's what they do. They go hit shopping, and the biggest artists are you know, probably the ones who are going to get access to those hits. It's really, it's an interesting situation because I see so many amazing artists, and I'm like, damn, man, I really want you to win. Like, I want you to win. You deserve it. And, you know, it's just, what can you do? You need
I mean,
that.
we're really lucky in England that we've got a British Asian platform where we really sort of put people on a pedestal, like stations like BBC Asian Network that are able to kind of portray talent, upcoming talent, and really give them a platform, I think, which gives them a chance to get into mainstream.
Yes, carry on, carry on.
But I feel like other places, other countries, other institutes don't really have that platform, you know?
Yes, you're right. Other countries, especially, right? They don't necessarily. Yeah, I mean, I think it's, you know, for the South Asian community, I think it's twofold. Like you said, I think you know, you need the hit, but also you need to be seen. You need, you know, how do you get seen out of everybody else? Like, how do you? And I think that for people like ourselves, we do need our own networks to be like, well, hey, if you're not going to play me, we're going to play ourselves. And we're going to help ourselves, and we're going to grow through this avenue. Hopefully you'll pick us up somewhere, you know? And I think I like that. I like that we've taken that upon ourselves to be like, well, okay, we're going to make our own radio station. We're going to make our own TV channel. We're going to do our own thing. And at least we have a place where we can, you know, we can shine. And I, you know, hopefully it's just a matter of time.
Well, thank God for you to be able to be there, because obviously little kids are going to be watching and thinking, oh, brown boy, it looks like me.
Yeah, it's really sweet though, you know.
It's true though.
I was talking to my wife about this the other day because I was shooting something yesterday, a video, and I was in a place called Edison, New Jersey. It's like the south of Jersey, right? And there's tons of Indians there, and so obviously I'm getting recognized by all these people, and the amount of pride from not only, like, there was a couple of moms there, some aunties, and they were sitting there wondering like what's going on, and saw the kids going out. She goes, son, who are you? And I said, oh, auntie, don't worry, I'm just a singer, I'm just trying to make a music video. No, son, what's your name? I went, Jay Sean. She goes, oh, VJ Sean? And I thought, wow, auntie knew my name. And a random auntie in Jersey. And I thought, you know what, we've done all right, man, you know. And I told Tara that, I was like, it's a blessing that I got a chance, and I've had the chance to be able to do something like that for our people.
Of course, because she must have been so proud when she saw you, you know?
Pride, and that's exactly what she said afterwards. Well done, beta. You're much proud. And I was like, that's so cute. Like, that never gets old for me. That never gets old. The blessing.
That's what it's all about though, isn't it? That feeling, and especially little kids when they come up to you, that's just like the best feeling in the world.
And the parents, because the parents, to get their blessing, that generation's blessing, is also very, you know, it's tough to get that blessing from them, because they've always thought that the conventional path is the, you know, the educational and doctors and stuff. But to get that, it feels nice, you know.
Well, we all know you're the nice, humble one. You've always been like that. That's one thing about you, is you have never changed. Damn. No matter what happened, how many albums, whatever it is, you are literally the same person you were right from the beginning. And that's why we love you so much, and we wanted to have a chat with you again. But not only are you humble, you are funny. You do have chat. And you've obviously got a podcast, because you've had a chance to be able to put that all on there. So tell us a little bit about your podcast that you've just recently released, really, isn't it?
Recently, yeah. So the podcast was something I really wanted to do for a while, and I never really got down to it, because it was always sort of the focus was on the music, and I was like, I really want to do a podcast, but you can't just sort of just do a podcast. You have to, like, it takes a lot of time, you know, research getting the guests and blah, blah, blah. So I finally got around to doing it in February in LA. So I have a mate called Adam, and Adam has been my best friend, one of my best friends, for 12 years, 12, 13 years. And he used to be my tour manager in England. So when I first began doing gigs, when I was just doing shitty gigs, and there was just like, you know, it was like I'm literally performing in Park Royal or something. And he was my driver, security guard, DJ, and tour manager. He was everything. It was just me and him. And he would play all those roles. And so we got so close, and he saw me from there all the way to Cash Money, you know. So he's seen it all, the whole journey. So we thought, why not sit together and tell stories of the ins and outs of our life, you know, what we've seen and what we've experienced. But also with that experience, what comes is being able to empathize with other people, right? And their stories. So we have some fantastic guests. And it started off being, so in the beginning, it was meant to be sort of about mainly entertainment. And then I was like, why? Why lock ourselves? Like, why not just get somebody, you know, why not get Deepak Chopra in here? And to our fans, doesn't mean our fans don't want enlightenment and to be educated about other stuff. So now it's become sort of a very broad podcast, you know, talking about from anything from, you know, from like I said, from someone like Deepak Chopra, and we had what's this? We had Sean Paul on, right? Like last week. And then the guest that we have coming up this week is huge. And I can't even say it because it's about to be a big grand announcement. But like to see it grow like that so quickly has been so nice. Really, really,
the chat's going to be good, and it's going to be interesting as well. And I have had a listen, and it is pretty funny.
Yeah, and I, you know, honestly, and it's a way of me being able to express myself fully and like not giving a shit, right? Because when you're a singer, you have this act that you play. Everyone, but well, in the beginning, like you just, you know, you have to be so, everything's so cool and you're sexy and blah, blah, blah. And everything's just pristine. You can't, there's no drama in your life. Everything's perfect. And I'm like, that's not real life.
No.
No, who can relate to that on a daily? Nobody.
Mm.
If anything, especially nowadays, they're probably like, I don't care about your perfect.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So if you tell them shit that they're like, what? You're just like me, bro. It's really nice, and you connect to them in a different way.
It's just so funny, like your stories on tour as well, and like how you were talking about. I saw a little advert about how you were talking about how they were announcing Nicki Minaj at this club, and then Lil Wayne came on, and then your bit got stuck on this hook, and they were looking for you, and you're like coming to the crowd or whatever. It's just so funny. So for the people that haven't had a chance to obviously check it out, let them know where to find it.
Yes, it's everywhere basically. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music, it's on YouTube, it's on all of those anywhere you would normally listen to music, it's there. All you have to do is type in Jay Sean Basement Banter, and you will get all of the episodes, and they're free for anybody who's wondering. Totally free.
There you go. Pain after lockdown, brokenness after lockdown, they are free. They can enlighten you. Now, obviously, you've got so many fans, and they have actually got in contact with us. So I'm going to be asking you some fan questions. So are you ready?
Always.
Right. So Rishman88 wants to know when you're going to be dropping Mistress 3.
Mistress 3. Well, Mistress 3 was basically complete, but then we had some issues with some of the songs releasing, right? Like signing off on some of the songs. So I didn't get to put it out, but I will put it out. I know that my fans really want it. I put out like at least 5 of them already up on Spotify, but I will release, I will release the rest. You know, soon. I don't like to put a timeline or anything because then they like literally save this soundbite and say, he said that it's going to come out. So soon.
He did say Eyes on You Part 2 will be coming out. That I'll be soundbiting that.
And that's coming out at the end of this month, by the way. Yes.
Very exciting. Okay, right. So also, they want to know Ride That and Barish remix with Rishi Rich project. When is that dropping? Richmond is very greedy, asking 2 questions.
I know these guys, Richmond and Jay Sean Forever. They're all the same crew. I bet you Jay Sean Forever has asked a few questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing. Look, I've told these guys this. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, I can't release these songs for legal reasons.
Okay.
I gave you those snippets. Those snippets are probably all you're gonna get, unless we manage to figure out a way. I'm sorry.
J Sing 17JS. Okay. What happened to that Spanish song? What a very detailed question that is.
Yeah. What
Mm.
happened to that Spanish song?
What happened to that? What happened to that Spanish song?
I
Don't
don't know
know.
which one he's chatting about, to be honest.
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. There was a Spanish song. I don't know. I've got loads of songs with like little reggaeton vibe in it. So yeah. Anyway, by the way, the one that's coming out has a reggaeton vibe. So there you go.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Hopefully, Jay Sing is happy with that. And your absolute diehard fan, Jay Sean Forever, independent or signed with Republic at the moment? She's asking if you are.
So Republic, a branch of Republic, I am still signed to. Yes, so I'm not independent.
Okay, good. And how are you finding it?
I have a lot more freedom on this label that I'm with. It's almost like a JV. It's a joint venture in a way. So I get to sort of do what I want, projects that I want to do. If I want to put it out as a single, I can. If I want to just have a song as a vibe, I can. You know, so I like it. I like it's for where I am in my career and where I am in my life. I think that suits me.
Good. Well, look, good luck with your podcast. It sounds bloody
Thank
funny.
you.
I've had a listen and I actually have. Normally, I have to do research before I do an interview because I kind of have to, but I
Yeah,
actually listened and I enjoyed it, just being honest.
thank you.
So it was very, very funny. Good luck with all the new music. I'm looking forward to seeing so much more coming from you. But is there anything else exciting you wanted to tell us that's coming out? Or
You're very
anything
good at
else?
this, by the way.
Pardon?
You're very good at this.
Oh, thanks. We're
Yeah,
having a chat. Get
yeah.
me.
I mean, you're very good at it. You got a knack for it. Um,
Oh, thank
but of
you.
course, you've been doing it for years.
I'm not that old. I'm not.
No. But you're professional.
Okay.
Is there anything else? Yeah, I'm working on something outside of music, more on the television world
Mhm.
that I'm working on. And that's all about. I can give you like that's all about.
That's absolutely fine. But one thing I would say is I've always said to Joel, who owns Media Spotlight UK, that I always think you'd be a very good TV presenter, or you'd be you've just got a wicked personality.
I appreciate that. I actually love presenting. It's so fun. I've done it a few times.
You
It's
just be
really,
yourself.
it's really fun. I really enjoy it. I did it here in America for a couple of big networks before, and I loved it. You know, I wouldn't say no to a presenting gig. I tell you that. If it came on, like especially one of those judges on like one of those shows, The Voice or whatever, I think I'd really enjoy it. You know,
That'd be
it would
really
be fun.
good.
I think
Yeah.
I'm at that point really. Like you do music for 17 years, you want to try other stuff, you know. So it's really fun. I'm really enjoying where I'm at right
Good. Well, I'm really glad you're enjoying it all. We obviously love seeing everything and good luck with everything that you're doing. We'll keep looking out for that podcast and that big exciting guest that you can't tell us
now. On
on
Thursday,
screen
that will
on
be that will be
Thursday.
that'll be on Thursday. New song at the end of this month. The Eyes on You Part 2 for you, and yeah, and just good stuff. Good stuff coming up.
Good
So
stuff, good vibes, and that's what it's all about. Good. Well, so lovely speaking to you, Jay. Honestly,
I'm
thank
really
you
glad
for
we
taking
got
the
this
time
done
out.
finally.
I know.
I'm sorry it
FYI,
took so long.
just to let people know,
Yeah.
Jay always on time. I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
No, it's true. It's true. I'm so sorry, but I'm glad we got it done.
Don't be silly. Good luck with everything, and hopefully, it won't take another 4 years before we have a chat again. Okay.
You want. All right.
Take care.
Take care, guys. Be safe.
See you later. Bye bye.